Yo, what up YouTube? I want to talk to you guys today. This will be a short one. Talk a little bit about the thyroid, parathyroid. It is part of our glandular system. It is kind of like a mini computer that helps control the body. Our glandular system are basically just like little mini computers that have vital functions within the body. It's located in the front of the neck. The thyroid is like that lump in your throat with two lobes, and then there are four glands attached to the back of it, which are the parathyroid glands. So this area is really prone to congestion from like the sinuses and the head, and because it's right there in the throat where we put food in, especially like the dairy products, very prone to becoming either, I guess it's prone to usually becoming hyper than hypo. Usually it becomes overactive and then underactive. And I'm showing you guys, doing a little walkthrough of the Grove. A good way to check whether or not you're hyper or hypo is doing a basal test. Normally the temperature should be between 97.8 to 98.2 degrees. If it's under the 97.8, it's hypo. If it's 98.2 or above, or if it's above that, it's going to be hyper. And check out basal temperature testing. It's basically a temperature you take under your armpits before you get out of bed in the morning. It's incredibly accurate. Give you a good representation of where you're at with your thyroid, parathyroid. And yeah, some functions of the thyroid. Basically, the way we metabolize glucose, amino acids, fatty acids, and then calcium utilization, absorption. So yeah, basically just overall what we would think of as the metabolism and the way our body processes those types of fuel and building blocks that we put into our body. Symptoms of hypothyroidism may be obesity, structural issues such as like scoliosis. What are some other ones? Arthritis, ruptured disc, herniated disc. Some other symptoms may be depression. Let's see, like prolapse conditions such as like a prolapsed colon. I'm particularly working with a prolapsed transverse colon. I had major hypothyroidism. At one point it was hyper and then it was hypo. So definitely the thyroid's something I've been majorly working through. Ooh, got some Valencia oranges on the tree. Check those out. Oh, there's a little rabbit. Let's see if we can get a little closer. Oh, it's gone. Anyways, failure to sweat properly. So our thyroid actually controls our skin and whether we can sweat or not. So if you're not able to sweat or you're sweating too much, like from the hands and feet and other areas excessively, then that might be like a hyper condition. Body temperature issues, poor digestion due to, the metabolism issue. Issues with injury recovery. So once again, it pertains to structural issues. So maybe your connective tissue, say you strain a muscle and you're having a hard time recovering from it, that's probably going to have to do with calcium utilization through the parathyroid. So specifically the parathyroid deals with the calcium utilization. The parathyroid actually secretes a hormone that is needed for the body to utilize calcium, which is like an incredible alkaline mineral that has to do with building bone density. I mean, it's probably the most important structural component to our body. And so if our parathyroid isn't working correctly, we're suffering from scoliosis and all of these structural issues. Even dehydration, because if we can't get glucose into the cells and clean them out and get the cellular respiration going, then it's going to be dehydrated, which will lead to, muscle cramping, spasms. Issues with the parathyroid also lead to anemia because iron pairs up with calcium, or they basically have a relationship in the body. And so if calcium isn't being absorbed, utilized, and then our body doesn't have what it needs to process the iron in our blood. Just so many issues. And it's not just with the thyroid, parathyroid either. You could have these symptoms and have it be something else, because the gland system is basically all connected. They all work with each other. Everything in the body works as one. And so we can't just think of it as like, oh, I have these symptoms, I need to, just go after the thyroid or just go after this. What I recommend doing is just start transitioning. And I practice the Mucusless Diet Healing System. Highly recommend that. And then I also recommend Dr. Morse's herbs, and I'm really into his methodologies as well. He's got some great herbs for it. So, you can specifically address the thyroid, parathyroid with some of his formulas. They're really good. One thing I wanted to say too is, like, probably the most harmful thing for our thyroid, parathyroid is dairy. Highly congested, pus forming, very nasty. It'll congest the thyroid, parathyroid really quickly because it's going right over that area. And then, like, the congestion in the head and sinuses will go down the throat, and soak into the thyroid, parathyroid. And so yeah, guys, I hope this gives you a little bit of insight into thyroid, parathyroid. Once again, they work with all the glands work together. It's not really a matter of specifically addressing that gland, but really just cleansing the body and transitioning, and making it a lifestyle. It's what it takes. It takes a long time. I remember my first time detoxing, taking Dr. Morse's herbs on melons. I had major detoxification symptoms through the thyroid. I was sweating profusely. I had a fever, and these are all symptoms of thyroid elimination. Just sweating like mad every day. What are some other things? And even just lately, like, a lot of sore throats. So a lot of soreness in my thyroid, parathyroid. I've been having eliminations for my thyroid for the past 2.5 years. I don't really know how much longer it's going to take, but that's why it's nice to make it a lifestyle, not just something you're like going to do for 30 days, because you might not even really notice results, just because it can take so long, because we've been abusing ourselves for so long. We've got to let the pendulum go the other way, and it takes time. We have to repent for our karma, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, you guys want to talk to me, dlb949@msn.com. Find me on Facebook, Doug's Holistic Health Services. You can message me on YouTube. I'd love to answer questions for you guys. I'm a detox coach or detox specialist. I love talking to people about the Mucusless Diet Healing System and transition. I have plenty of experiences that I'd love to share, and maybe shine some light or give you some insight as to what you could be doing for yourself. So yeah, I think that's about it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the walk through the grove. Lots of good stuff, oranges, figs, grapefruit, passion fruit, all that good stuff. All right, guys. Peace be with you.